September 17, 2025. First things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. What did y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? I got some questions. Hold on. How do y'all feel about Haley telling Bill to go to Danny and tell her that they're never going to be together? So instead, he told her basically he don't want to do the Chelsea event as of right now, and they had to stay away from each other. And Danny was mad. She was mad. She felt some type of way. She felt like she has a right to be around him and all this other stuff. How do y'all feel about that? Now, I know a lot of people, including me, I do want to see Bill and Danny get back together because I want to see, what happens and everything. Because I feel like they definitely gonna get back together, but at the same time, I could see why Haley would say that. I definitely could. But yeah, she stood back there. I was like, now Danny, they opened with Danny. They showed Danny and Bill, and Danny was showing Bill some childhood photos of Chelsea, and I said, now Danny in his face. First it was him in her face. Now she in his face, sitting on this woman couch, and I was like, okay, now. I was like, and Haley just stood there the whole time watching them connect and stuff, and talk about Chelsea and how the kids used to be and all this other stuff. I said, I think they missing the overall picture. They're no longer kids. They're no longer kids. There are certain things you shouldn't do if you're married. Now, we know Haley's a homewrecker, obviously. And we know that it's only a matter of time for Bill to leave her or vice versa. They still haven't even shown anything about her pregnancy or anything like that. They haven't did a follow-up. I thought they said this week they would, but no. But I said, I don't know nobody who's just going to be cool with this. Come on now. And then he said something about they just trying to put their daughter back together. Do you see Chelsea anywhere near there? I don't see her. Listen, I know a lot of people don't agree. I already know because a lot of people been saying it. But once again, I personally think that if you're married, it's certain things you shouldn't do. It's certain things out of respect for that. I mean, she didn't have no respect, but at the same time, it's only a matter of time for she lose Bill as it is. But yeah, do y'all think they still gonna stick with that storyline about the fake pregnancy and the whole Sammy Randy situation? Because y'all know sometimes they introduce storylines, but they don't follow up with them. But yeah, the episode started. Danny was showing Bill photos of Chelsea. Chelsea was still struggling, and they was just trying to encourage her and let her know that it's time to get back up and, have the purse lunch. Now, at first, she was saying she don't know if she want to do it because of everything, and she was just bringing up social media and how there may be multiple. There may be multiple not Chelsea's. Lord have mercy. There may be multiple Allisons out there, whatever. So Anita was encouraging her. Kat was before she left. Andre went to the hospital looking for Ashley. I said, that's another one can't stay out. I said, these people ain't got no respect. He went to the hospital looking for Ashley or whatever. So, what next? Derek ends up telling Ashley that there's hope and everything, that he's still lying. He gonna tell Shanice that, he's protected through HIPAA, so she can't say anything. She's mad about it because she knew he could feel, so she poked him. She poked him with something, and he jumped. He told me, ouch or whatever. And she was like, I knew it. And she was like, basically, Ashley has a right to know. He told her, look, I just got her back. I'm not gonna get her up. He said, I'm not gonna get her up for nobody. He's so desperate to keep her. I said he could possibly find love with Shanice if he just let Ashley go. She obviously ain't the one, and she over here playing in his face, lying and stuff, but he playing in his own face, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that makes sense or not. Hold on. I said technically he playing in his own face because he heard it. They did a flashback today where he overheard what she was telling Andre and Andre was telling her or whatever. So you heard the whole thing. So you know what was what. Then he was trying to stick it to Andre. I said, you ain't gonna do that. That ain't gonna last long because Andre is who she want. Now, I agree with Danny. I don't think they're going to last either. But I don't think it's because of their differences. I just think it's because Andre, I don't want to say he a player. He is a player, but I feel like he willing to change for her. But at the same time, he can't keep his hands off Danny. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I just think eventually they're going to break up. I definitely do. But we'll see. I did hear, I don't know if I spoke on this or not. They said, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they say they already started filming for season 2? If I'm not mistaken, I think they said they already started filming for season 2. And it's going to have more episodes than this season. But yeah, where I stop it. Derek told Ashley there's hope. Kat ends up telling Chelsea and Anita about Tomas. I keep calling him Thomas. Chelsea was worried about how she'll handle the press when they started to ask her questions during the purse lunch. Danny want to have something for the girls. That's what she was talking to Bill about. He agreed at first, but when Haley brought it up and everything, just talking about Danny, he changed his mind. Now I will say I don't like when people are able to change your mind like that, but at the same time, like, come on now, y'all been around each other too much as it is now. She turned a blind eye when you was dealing with the whole Chelsea situation, but now Chelsea right there, she's not okay. She's still struggling and everything. And there are going to be times where they're gonna be in the same room or for some event or showing up for their children or whatever. But at the same time, like, you still have to respect. We know Haley disrespectful. She been disrespectful. She got a scheme going on or whatever. She seemed like she really, I don't know if she bothered by the fact that Danny and Bill hang out so much, or that she really have feelings for him. Like, I don't know. I really don't know where they going with this storyline, y'all. I can't tell. And then once again, I do want to see Bill and Danny, how they are together. Even Andre was saying, you can see the chemistry across the room between Bill and Danny or whatever. And I agree. I definitely agree or whatever. I don't know. Do y'all think Bill and Danny got more chemistry than Danny and Andre? I don't know. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Anita ends up telling Chelsea not to let Allison steal her dream, just encouraging her to have the personal lunch. She ended up telling her, you could do a small event for just family and maybe, some people or whatever. And she finally, I think she agreed. Did she agree by the end of the episode? I think she said she was ready to, move on from the whole Allison situation. But I feel like something's going to cause her to backtrack. Either somebody going to ask her something about it, and she going to have flashbacks or something like that. She should have been getting, seeking help or whatever. She should have been seeking help. And she was just trying to tell them, that she's been through a lot. She was grabbed or whatever. She could have died. That ain't just something you move past. Kat started to tell them about Tomas and Eva, and they felt like she should go apologize, so she did. And she kept on. But during that scene, I was like, he didn't seem like, I thought he wasn't going to forgive her. I thought he was going to end things right then and there, especially when he put his hand on her or whatever. Him putting his hand on her and him putting his hand up on Eva, two different things. I feel like he is getting tired of her. I definitely do. Now, I always say I feel like he wanted both of them. I still do. But at the same time, I thought for sure he's finna end things. She over here apologizing and saying she's not gonna be a mean girl anymore and all this other stuff. And I was like, girl, you entitled to how you feel. But it's just that you see that this man is clearly her friend, so he's gonna feel some type of way. Well, not just her friend, he want her. Not just her friend, he want her. But yeah, I was like, it's a whole bunch of mess. It's a whole bunch of foolishness going on. But what else? Let's see. Haley gonna get on the phone after Danny was about to leave. Bill offered to walk her to the car. So Haley got on the phone with Tomas, so she needed him to come right away. So he came. And I think she told him they was planning a party for Bill. He just clueless. Letting these folks use him like it ain't nothing. So, by the time Bill came back in, that's when he seen her touching on Tomas or whatever, and he came in or whatever, and he wanted to know what Haley's plan was and everything. But first he asked if he was interrupting or whatever, and he knew what she was doing. She admitted to what she was doing, and Tomas, what was she doing? I said, definitely not planning no birthday party, that's for certain. Ashley ends up telling Andre, Derek, and her engaged, and he didn't say, like, he expressed how, he saw them being each other's happily ever after or whatever, and you could tell he felt some type of way. You could tell that he was bothered, and he went and he was sitting down drinking and everything, and he told Danny how he felt. He felt like somebody had, stabbed him in the heart or whatever he said, punched him. I don't know if he said punched him or hit him in the heart or something. Either way it go, he was in his feelings. Either way it go, he was in his feelings. What else happened? Let me see. Let's see. Shanice, I already said how Shanice poked him and he felt something, and she was like, she knew it. And he was like, he don't want to tell Ashley or whatever. And she was like, you supposed to be able to trust that, despite you gaining feeling back, that, they love is real and everything. I said, shoot, he ain't letting her go. She gonna have to catch him slipping. Because Shanice can't say anything. She gonna have to catch him slipping, or somebody else gonna catch him slipping, and they gonna tell it. They gonna tell it. I was like, this gonna blow up in his face. He gonna not only lose her as a partner, he gonna lose her as a friend. I was like, that's just doing stupid stuff. I said, that's why I said he ran into the doggone wall or whatever by himself just to get her back. This was his plan from the get-go. Like, I don't know. The way he acting, you would think that he wanted to do this. Like, come on now. But yeah, what else? Let's see. I already said Derek didn't want to tell Ashley. Bill said that they're just trying to help Chelsea. He was trying to explain himself. Haley was like, okay. I want you to remind Danny that y'all not getting back together or whatever. And I said he needs to remind himself first. I said he would have to remind himself first that they're not a couple anymore. Because he won't stay out her face. He holding her and stuff, like doing highly inappropriate stuff. Highly inappropriate. Whether you're a fan of the couples or not, highly inappropriate. For him to be married and all that, we just gonna co-parent. You supposed to just co-parent anyway. You could co-parent without being touchy-feely. That's what's wrong now. A lot of people think that co-parenting means do inappropriate stuff. Co-parent does not mean hold her. It don't mean she touch and rub on your leg. It don't mean you touch and rub on her leg. It don't mean you say or feel some type of way about Andre and what she got going on. I was like, they be over here trying to make it seem like, oh, we co-parent and all this other stuff. These two fully grown, y'all can co-parent separately, and then when it's time for y'all to co-parent, y'all can co-parent or whatever. But no, because they still have feelings. And Danny knows she still got feelings for Bill. She know doggone well she do. She never stopped. She just had to hide it because she didn't think that he felt nothing. But during the whole Chelsea thing, it looked like he do. It looked like he still got feelings, or he realizing that he still has feelings for her. And I think the whole Haley situation is what's gonna push them together. I definitely do. What else? Let's see. Let's see. Kat ends up apologizing to Tomas. Tomas said that Bill. Wait, before we get to that part, she ended up apologizing to him for being a mean girl. She was like, here and now, you know, you don't have to wait anymore. I'm gonna stop being a mean girl. I'm gonna be this and that. Just apologizing to him and everything. And once again, like I said, she's entitled to feel how she feel because she did blow up their life. She definitely did. I mean, of course, Ted played his part. Leslie definitely played her part or whatever. But at the same time, she played her part. And Kat was right. Oh, that's another thing that Anita and them said. I think it was Chelsea. I don't know which one said it. They were saying how, you know, Tomas basically would learn to trust your judgment or whatever. I said, she ain't been wrong yet. Technically, she hasn't. I said, technically, lately, she been spot on, so she ain't wrong or whatever. And Eva keeps doing the bidding for Leslie. She keep on, so she's not wrong about that. It's just about how she go about it. And the fact that Tomas clearly has feelings for Eva. But yeah, what else? Let's see. She was just apologizing to him or whatever, and he put his hand on her hand. She was just over here just basically, I ain't gonna say she was begging, but she basically was begging him because at first he wasn't saying much of anything. Then he finally started talking. He put his hands over hers. I said, he finna dump her. I said, he finna end things or whatever. But yeah, she's still not walking away. And I was like, Kat. Now, when they end up in bed together and you find them in bed together or you walk in on them or whatever, you can't really say that you didn't see this coming. I mean, you can because obviously if you committed to somebody, you expect them to be loyal despite what people try to say. But at the same time, you don't walk in too many times. What about you walking in on them being inappropriate? They touchy-feely too. Or whatever. What about that says, oh, let's continue being together instead of us parting ways right now? Either he gonna cheat with Eva or she gonna cheat with somebody else. And I don't even think, it's not that many people on the show, is it? It's just centered around the Duprees. I just realized that. I mean, you got Ashley, Derek, unless Derek, but I don't know if she would end up with Derek. We got Derek, and Jacob. They the only people, ain't it? I think, if I'm not mistaken, they the only ones left on the show, ain't it? So I was like, it had to be one of them. If it's not Tomas, it's Derek or Jacob. Unless I'm missing somebody, but I don't think I'm missing nobody. They might bring in somebody new or whatever. But I was like, I just realized I don't think it's anybody else. I really don't. They might introduce some new people as the show progresses, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's see. Kat told Tomas that she could be better or whatever. Chelsea agreed. She was like, she wanted to have a small event. Bill ends up telling Danny that, you know, basically this is it. He wants to table the event that they was talking about having for Chelsea. Danny felt some type of way that he, you know, stepping away or whatever, letting Haley control him. And I was like, but it shouldn't have got that far, though. Y'all do too much. Y'all ain't got to constantly be in each other's face like that. She wouldn't have nothing to worry about. I mean, she would because, you know, you looking over your shoulder because the reality is you not stole. I take it back. I ain't going to say stole because if he was really hers, he couldn't have been took or whatever. But you interfered. You played like they helped you out. And you double-crossed them. You did a double betrayal. First you betrayed Danny because she helped you out or whatever. They was talking about that. Then you betrayed your best friend and everything because that's her daddy. Weirdo. Look, I was like, they make you think that whoever was saying that maybe Haley is trying to get back at Bill because, you know, maybe a case he had back in the day. I said, that would be interesting, though. I said, that would make sense. She became friends with Naomi or whatever, and then she went after, Bill. And I was like, yeah, that would make sense. But she been looking very jealous. I don't know, y'all. She definitely been looking jealous. Let me hurry up and get through because I think somebody about to come in here. I think they're about to knock on the door. Let me see. Tomas ends up telling, I skipped over that part. Tomas told Kat that he thinks that Bill think he want Haley. And she was like, basically, Haley's the homework or whatever. True, she ain't lie. She definitely didn't lie. Andre tells Danny about Ashley proposing. I think I skipped something. Derek said he gonna do whatever to keep Ashley. She's trying to move him back in. Bill tells Tomas that Haley was using him to make a point. He was like, what point was that? Or whatever. He's like, it don't matter because it didn't work. Danny thinks that Andre dodged the bullet. She still thinks that they not meant to be together or they two opposites and everything. What else? Andre ends up telling Danny that he could see the chemistry between Bill and her from across the room, so he don't really exactly blame Haley. I say exactly. And not just to mention, it's certain things you shouldn't do. Like, I don't care how many kids you got. If y'all not together and he married, or if the roles was reversed and she was married and Bill came touching all on her and stuff, how would that look? What would her husband say? Yeah, you gotta think about that. I mean, once again, we all know Haley's a homewrecker, and we all waiting. Well, not we all, because some people actually want Haley and Bill to continue to be together. Most of us know that eventually the wall is gonna close in on Haley, and she gonna get exposed for whatever she doing, because they just dropped that storyline. But as of right now, how you expecting her to feel? I said, you over here talking about something you doing it for Chelsea and all this other stuff and all this other stuff. I said that twice. But yeah, I was like, I said both of them acting inappropriately, rubbing on each other and everything, but that's for Chelsea though. You holding her and touching on her for Chelsea. Okay. Okay. What else? Let me see. What else happened? We already talked about Danny saying that Andre dodged the bullet. I like that she's more open with him expressing how he feels about Ashley than he is about her talking about Bill. She is. She don't bat an eye. She don't care. She was like, you would never tell me to stay away from Bill or whatever. And I was like, well, he shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to. I mean, they not a couple, but at the same time, if you involved with somebody, well, I ain't gonna say that because everybody different. I'll take that back. What else? Danny was mad that Bill has to stay away. What's that the last thing? I think, what's the last thing when, Derek buzzed Shanice and he was like, you was right, I took your advice. So she was smiling. She thought he was about to tell the truth. So he told my son, basically want to keep Ashley and everything, and they moving in together, and she was like, she gonna get the people to, set up her apartment for him and everything. I was like, so what happens when, especially with y'all living together, you ain't gonna be able to hide that, and y'all was complaining about how small it is, or she was complaining about how small it is. So what happens when you get caught trying to walk or whatever, or she accidentally bumps into you and you can't hide the ouch? You can't hide the ouch. You know how Shanice stuck him with something and he was like, ouch or whatever? What happens if she accidentally bumps into you and you feel that? Man, well, I'm assuming that he's going to be either in the bed or in the wheelchair, so she either going to have to walk in on him or somebody else going to learn the truth. Or somebody else going to learn the truth or whatever. But yeah, I was like, he going to get caught. You can tell it right now. Excuse me. You can tell right now he's gonna get caught. He might as well just been honest. He over here trying his best to hold on to this woman. I was like, then I skipped the part. Andre done brought his tail. Andre be playing in folks' face too. You know you want her, and she knows she wants you. He done came in there talking about some congratulations and all this other stuff, and Derek just looking at him and he indirectly letting him know that Ashley's his, that he lost or whatever. But did he? Did he? But that's it, y'all. He probably, matter of fact, Andre probably gonna be the one to find out the truth. I can see that now. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have girls today and be safe.